We're coming in with revenue a little light here. The expectation was of earnings of 3.285 or revenues rather of 3.285 billion. They came in at 3.25 billion. But on the earnings per share, they're meeting expectations at 75 cents. Look, a lot of this storyline is about Macau and about the softness they're experiencing there with the questions over trade as an overhang, as well as a slowing Chinese economy. And in this case, we're looking at adjusted EBITDA numbers coming in. Analysts were expecting $777 million on EBITDA. Instead, came in at 755 adjusted EBITDA. Same story with the revenues. So it's really what happens in Macau that's driving the future. Listen, the earnings call starts in about 20 minutes. And the big question is, will we hear from the CEO and Chairman Sheldon Adelson? I have sources from Las Vegas who've said that he has recovered somewhat. They are expecting him to take the helm, and we haven't heard that in several quarters, guys.
Contessa, Brewer, thank you. Joe, whether it's Las Vegas Sands or some of the other names that have reported earnings so far, I mean, we know that growth is slowing in China right now. We know that there are impacts from all of these trade tensions between that country and the U.S. How much of that do you think is already priced into some of these names coming into their reports?
I think it's certainly having an impact on earnings estimates, right? I mean, the reality is, at the end of every single quarter, it's almost like the same movie that we see every single time. You have roughly between 70 and 76% of companies beating analyst estimates on earnings. And I do think that what's happening around the world, this slowdown in global economic growth, this trade tension, which has been brewing between the U.S. and China, is without doubt having an impact on these earnings estimates. I think it's encouraging and it's comforting to see the same level of beats. But again, I tend to focus on the underlying earnings growth in year-over-year terms, revenue growth, and what does that say about the prospects of future growth, which I think is ultimately required in order to drive markets even higher.